Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Riya Rajkumar. Today this is going to be another much requested video. I'm going to be talking all about my experience being a first year medical student, that is when I was in my first year of MBBS. I'm gonna recollect all of my memories, all of my experiences, what all I did. So I'm gonna divide my video into around 4 sections, and I'll put the timestamp for each so that you can navigate to there in case you wanna go into that part directly. First, I'll be talking about my first day or the first few days in college. How is it like? Then I'll talk about the subjects and the class schedule. Then the books I used and the funny, interesting experiences or any miscellaneous. Anything to give you guys an idea of how your first year might be. Of course, everybody's experience is different, but I thought sharing mine would give you an insight of how it could be. Before starting the video, I'm sure you guys are wondering about my hair. No, blue hair is definitely not allowed in medical college and definitely not acceptable. But it's locked down right now. I'm at home. I don't have to go to college. So I'm just using this free time at home to experiment and try new things. Yeah. So let's go. So how was my first day like? Well, we were the first NEET batch, so our session had started slightly late. Usually, academic session for first year starts in August. Ours started in September. The very first day, it was us and the parents. I think the parents were in a separate room, I don't remember, but we were asked to go into the lecture hall. We were divided into two batches. We were like MMC, we have like 250 students in our batch, so we were divided into 125 each and put into two different lecture halls based on alphabetical order, and we were sort of given an orientation like welcome to college. Actually, I don't remember what happened on that day, but I do remember that was the first day I sat with a couple of people. You know, the first time I met a few people, and those people ended up becoming my initial friends, you know, the first few friend group that I had. So I think the people you choose to sit with for the first time does matter a lot. I think even after that, during classes, the people whom I chose to sit with had a lot of impact on me. So yeah, because our academic session was kind of late, the first day was sort of like a hurry-burry session. Around 3-4 days after that, we had a proper formal orientation session again with parents and students. This orientation session was held in the 6th floor lecture hall. It's not a lecture hall, sort of like a huge hall. I mean, it could be used as a lecture hall. It's just a very huge hall, and I really liked it. It was like really pretty and had a really antique look to it, yet very majestic look to it. And all of us were assembled, and they talked all about MMC, and even students spoke how they felt being here. Parents spoke how they felt having their kids in here. So that was also pretty nice. Yeah, so that was how my first day was. I think after our batches, certain new curriculum was introduced, wherein the first year medical students will have something called a foundation course for around 1 month. So I think that included less of all the major subject classes did not start. I asked my juniors, and what they told me is that they had all of life skills sort of classes, sports, talent show sort of stuff, and basically a free time for you to adjust into college. I think that's a really good idea. Although my batch didn't have it, I think all the future batches from 2019 onwards would have it. So if you would also join, you would also have it. You're also told about all the clubs that are available in the college, which ones you can participate in. We do have a couple of clubs, a lot of clubs actually. Eco Club, which is quite popular, and dance club, literature club, quiz club, a lot of things. So you do have places. Basically, all of these clubs are a way for you to interact with other people in the college and share your interest as well. Oh, sports. We have a good sport. I can't call it a club, but yeah, we have all sports teams, everything. So you can go, and a good ground over there that you can go and play and stuff. And yeah, when it comes to my batch, we also had a talent show. It was like one day, I think it was on Children's Day. November 14. Our classes started in September and the next month was November 14. So our departments told us that we could have a sort of talent show and stuff. So it was us. We hosted it for ourselves. We invited all of our professors and everything, and everybody did whatever they wanted. Like I danced, of course. I danced and also was one of the hosts and organized the whole thing as I chose to become the representative for the batch. And it was a really nice, fun experience given that we were all new to the college. So it gave a good chance to get to know each other in some way. Yeah. So coming to the subjects, in first year you have three subjects: anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. In anatomy you also include histology, which is like anatomy is gross anatomy, all your organs and everything, and histology goes into tissues, microscopic, so you're always into the microscope and stuff. That's also part of anatomy. And all the three subjects have labs. Like for anatomy it's dissection, physiology and biochemistry have their respective labs. Coming to class schedule, in my case our classes used to be from 8:30 to evening 4:30, and with the lunch break in between. So the morning session before the lunch break would be dedicated to totally theory classes. We would have 3 theory classes ranging to around 1 hour to 2 hours with one break in between, I think around 10:30. I can't recall the exact timings, but roughly 3 classes, 1 hour to 2 hour each, and a break in between. Sort of like a breakfast break, I guess. And then we would have lunch break 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock or 1:30 to 2:30. Yeah. In 2 to 4 we would have practicals. So the batch would be divided into 2, and half the batch would have biochemistry, half the batch would have physiology. The anatomy dissection sessions would be in the morning. Like some days instead of theory classes we would have dissection sessions. Now coming to the books I used. So all subjects have multiple books. A lot of books are suggested. There are books by Indian authors, books by international authors. So you actually have a lot of options. But there are certain standard textbooks that everybody uses. In my personal experience, except a few textbooks, some I had to experiment with. The books that I initially bought, I actually did not like it, and later I had to get new books, and I borrowed it from seniors because that's the books I became comfortable with. I would suggest that you can maybe buy the major standard textbooks, and other textbooks you can go to the library, experiment, see which one you are comfortable with. Basically, do not buy your books immediately. You can give it some time, a week at least. Like, I don't think they ask you to buy the textbooks immediately. I don't think so. Yeah. Actually, the college does give you a set of books. That's what I got. A set of books, textbooks for all subjects, as well as a dissection kit. So, for anatomy, the textbook we were given was I.B. Singh. Then later I bought B.D. Chaurasia. Both were good. Compared to I.B. Singh, I like B.D. Chaurasia better. But almost after 6 months of my first year, I realized there was another amazing book called Vishram Singh. Yeah, I liked it a lot. B.D. Chaurasia was also good. I think I used B.D. Chaurasia and Vishram Singh together a lot. Vishram Singh is a book which has a lot of diagrams that I was able to understand clearly, and the things that I learned in my dissection, I was able to visualize clearly more or understand clearly more when I read Vishram Singh. Yeah. So these are the 3 books that I used, and I told you how much I used each of them. In anatomy, apart from that, there is Gray's Anatomy. Yeah, it's not just a show, it's an actual textbook. It's more of a higher standard, but it's a good book to read. It's all of your basics right. I think after reading all your Indian author textbooks, the ones that I told you, you can go and read them. You would be able to understand better, I guess. Yeah. Then coming to physiology, the standard textbook is Guyton. Guyton is this really big textbook, and I actually liked it. I think a lot of people didn't prefer it to read because it was slightly complicated, the wording and stuff, which I do agree, but then still it was a really good book. So I always read it first, and then the other book that I used was AKJN. So AKJN was also the book that was given to us by college, and another book that people would usually use was GK Pal. So all of these are like names of authors. I don't know how much you're going to understand this, but when you get into college, you'll know these names. You'll understand this better. Yeah. So basically, Guyton, AKJN, GK Pal. These are the names that I heard. The ones that I used were Guyton and AKJN. What I would do is I would read from Guyton first, and then I would read from AKJN. So after reading Gayatri and AKG would just sort of simplify things for me. Yeah. Sometimes when I would not have time, I would directly go to AKG. Yeah. That was for physiology. And coming to biochemistry, there was literally just one book which I used, which was Vasudevan, and it was amazing. There's no other book that I liked apart from that. There is another book called Lippincott. It is something like how I told about Grey's Anatomy. Yeah. It was a good textbook, but Vasudevan pretty much covered everything, so I never felt the need to read Lippincott except for like a quiz or something. Otherwise, Vasudevan was pretty good for it. Apart from that, yeah, there's a textbook for histology. I forgot the name of the textbook. I'll put it somewhere here. Yeah, we didn't exactly use the textbook much, although you should. Histology was a subject that I wish I had read more, but I guess coming to second year, histology proves to be more important in pathology. I think that's why they give us a base in first year. So do read it well. You're basically going through a lot of slides. Just grasp the basic concept of it. It would be good. And for physiology, there'd be a lab textbook. I'll put in a picture of that here as well. That also pretty much covers everything and helps even now. Even till third year, there are stuff that I always go through it. For example, Viva questions and stuff like that always come up in it. So that textbook is also really good. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. Yeah. Okay, now coming to funny, interesting, memorable incidents or experiences from first year. Let's see. Okay, so the first day, as in the first day of our classes, so we had a couple of PGs taking our class and telling us to introduce ourselves, come in front of the class and do that. So when they asked that, nobody came up to like introduce themselves, so I was the first one to go. I was raised my hand to go and introduce myself, and everybody was like, ah! That was really good moment. Yeah, it was really good moment. Everybody was like clapping and stuff. I went and I introduced myself. So I had started my YouTube channel back then itself, before, I think around 2-3 months before joining in college. So I introduced myself as a YouTuber, and I told people to like subscribe to my channel and stuff. Then later on we had a talent show, right? So in that talent show there were a few guys who were doing mimicry. They did a sort of skit, I guess, to show how first day of college was, and one of them, I think, did an acting of myself. They basically went, "Hi, my name is Ria," or like they didn't tell the name Ria, but some other name. Basically they went this because I guess, yeah, the fact that I was a K-pop fan became known to everyone as well. Yeah, so the fact, so the fact that I was a K-pop fan became known to almost everybody. Hence this, I guess, and they also like subscribed to my channel and everything. So that was kind of funny. Another thing which not exactly funny, I was slightly hurt by it, but I later on found out, I think around after 6 months of being in first year, that some people had made memes on me. Yeah. They were not funny. They were not really funny. I didn't find them funny. I was just a bit sad that people were making memes on me and then circulating among themselves and like laughing at it. Like the first winter vacation of first year, I had dyed my hair red, and I guess people made fun of that in that memes. I don't want to go into the details, but that also happened. I was really hurt back then. Right now also I'm kind of hurt that it happened. It shouldn't happen to anybody. But it was nothing serious. Like, it wasn't like got blasted over proportions or like, put on social media or anything. But I guess people just shared among themselves and laughed at it, I guess. I don't know. Those people are still my batchmates. I'm pretty sure they've forgotten that happened, or even I pretty much forgotten. I knew certain names of people who did it and all that. Yeah. Okay, I sound like something big happened. Nothing big like that happened, but I was a kid. Any kid would not feel good because of that. Of course, I can't like handle stuff like that so soon. But Yeah, that happened. That also happened, and that's something I'll remember. And those people who made the memes, if you're watching my video, you did not do a nice thing. You might be a nice person now, you may be nice to me right now because all of us are corona, but it's not a nice thing to do. You should never do something like that. And yeah, even to my viewers, don't do something like that. It's never nice. It's never nice to make fun of somebody unless it's light humor. Humor is different, humiliation is different. Yeah. Another incident happened in the physiology lab. So in physiology, we have we have a lot of experiments, a lot of things that we do, activities that we do. One of them is counting blood cells under the microscope, right? So it can be counting RBCs or eosinophils, neutrophils, a lot of differential count, total count, all of that, yeah? So we need blood for that, and we use our own blood. Yeah, we basically have this small device which is used to prick our finger, and then we take our own blood. It's just like a drop of blood, not like a lot of blood, and then we use it because that's the quantity required. But there's this one time I pricked myself, and then I slightly pressed it to get the blood out. I don't know what I did, but the blood sort of just oozed out as it sprayed up. I still can't believe that happened, but it literally, a jet of spray, blood, my own blood just sprayed out of it, and for like 5-10 seconds I was like, did this really happen? And yeah, it was on the slab. Like quantity wise it was not much, but it was just funny the way it happened. It didn't hurt, don't worry, it didn't hurt. It never hurts, this thing. Yeah, you kind of get used to it, and you have to be good at it because it's obviously not nice to keep pricking yourself all the time. I've done that several times. A lot of times, like if I got the count wrong or something else would go wrong, then I would have to prick myself multiple times. Yeah. Another thing is dissection. So in my previous videos also I've talked about how much I loved those experiences being in dissection hall. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to be a doctor was just my plain curiosity of how the human body looks from the inside. So that was all solved by my dissection classes. So there are many incidents that are so memorable from my dissection sessions. One of the incidents, well, it's not an incident per se, it's just that something happened and it was really funny. So in dissection classes, we have various sessions dedicated to certain organs, right? Different organs of the body. So that one day we had a class on the heart, and we had actual hearts. So I mean, if you're sensitive to all of these sort of things like blood, organs and everything, I would advise you can skip it. It's nothing gross or gore or anything, but still I would not want to regret later not informing you guys. Yeah. So yeah, that day's class was dedicated to the heart, and in the front of the class we had a lot of trays which had a lot of hearts. So we are all divided into groups of around 10, and a professor is assigned to us who will be taking the class. So each group gets a heart, 1 or 2 hearts, and so that we can discuss it, we can discuss all parts of it and all that. So we go and select good hearts. Good as in anatomically good hearts, which are good parts and stuff, so that we can clearly see them and understand. So we got the hearts, the good ones, and kept it on a table. And then our professor came, and then she's like, oh wait, this heart is not good, can you get me another heart? I don't know, the whole incident was just so funny to think about it, to even say it, And then the line that I kept on telling my friends was, I brought a tray of hearts. So to decide which one was good, I basically brought the whole tray and I told ma'am which one is good. So I was carrying a tray of hearts. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. Yeah. Similarly, we had sessions on eye. So you can imagine a jar of eyeballs. Yeah, I may sound weird, but it was really cool. Yeah. It was cool. It was really cool to study about the eye as well. And our professor just took out one of the eyeballs from the jar of eyeballs. Yeah. But with all due respect to the people who donated their cadavers, I mean, it's all because of them that we get the opportunity to study, to understand the human body so intricately, so that we later on become good doctors. to be good doctors, the basic is to know the human anatomy. And reading it in textbook isn't just going to do it. I mean, all of my anatomy, only after my dissection classes, I was actually able to understand what I was reading. Huge respect to the people who donated that cadavers, or all the cadavers in general in the dissection. Another one of my favorite experiences in dissection class was the class on the brain. So each one of us are assigned a cadaver, right, and we dissect it. So for the brain also we were assigned a cadaver and we had to take out the brain, and I was the one who did it along with one of my friends, as in take the brain out from the skull. So that was also a really an experience that I always remember. Again, I was not someone who was scared. I don't know if anybody else was scared and stuff, but I was not. I'm sure others weren't, because nobody seemed like they were grossed out by anything. I think once you enter the dissection hall, at least after the first day, it becomes really normal. Yeah. The only thing that I didn't like was the smell of the formalin. You get used to it, but it's still always disgusting, and it just reminds you, because the smell doesn't go off immediately, so it just keeps reminding you of the dissection class that happened, Otherwise, it's pretty good. I've never crossed out. But yeah, the brain class was the most memorable for me. The professor who took the class for us also was really good. She explained everything so well that I just had to read the textbook after that once. After that, I remembered each and everything so clearly that even we had an essay question on it and I nailed it. Yeah, so that is another experience that I always remember. Then coming to interaction with seniors and stuff, well, mostly it has been good. I haven't had any problems or anything. But there are some funny, I don't know how to describe them, weird incidents, something unexpected. We have this inter-batch competitions in the college which are organized by seniors, of course. So one of the inter-batch competitions, the dance one, I was performing, and this inter-batch was, it was sort of like an informal event, not a very formal event with stage and everything in a different place. So it was conducted inside our own lecture halls. The lecture halls are pretty big, they almost look like an auditorium, yeah. So I was dancing, and in the audience we had our own batch, to seniors, everybody. So everybody was there, yeah, from all of the batches. So I was dancing, and then I guess somebody entered, one of my seniors. At that time I didn't know her, but she entered, and probably some sort of inside joke, the other seniors just started calling her or said something, and basically the whole attention just went on to her. But there was somebody dancing in front of them. It would be nice if you'd pay attention to that person, right? So in between dancing I just stopped, or not stopped, but I made a weird face which was probably visible, evident that I was annoyed by that. But yeah, that happened. It kind of felt bad, but it's okay, I guess happens. Other incidents were, this one time I went to the literary club. We had a literature club, and after that session I met the senior, and we were just talking, and I told her about we were just talking, and I told her, yeah, so and so is my name. And then I asked her, what's your name? And she said, you don't ask seniors their name, you should know it yourself. I'm like, okay. See, as a senior, right now I'm a senior, so I mean, I wouldn't expect this juniors to know my name already. I don't know. I mean, depends. Some juniors are really into it and try to get to know everybody's name. But I was hardly like a few weeks into college. Or even a month, you can't expect to know all of your seniors' names, right? So that was also a little weird. And this other time, we were coming back from one of our college events. So this was a big event. So we had an auditorium, the whole stage set up in our other campus. And we were coming back from there to our own college campus. And this senior walked along with me. She was asking me about the events that we did and the people who participated and all that. And then she asked me my name. So I said, my name is Riya. She said, my name is Riya Akka. I was confused for some time, but basically she wanted me to address her as Akka, which is okay. Akka means sister. But she wanted me to add that after every sentence I said. So, my name is Riya Akka. I'm fine, Akka. Thank you, Akka. I mean, sometimes it's okay, but I just didn't expect I had to add that salutation designation after that answer. Like after answering my name, I didn't know if I had to add that then too. I don't know, it was funny. Anyway, those things happen too. But otherwise, in general, I've had good experiences with my seniors. I have really good friends from my senior batches. I think it just takes time for you to, talk to them, get to know them. As a senior right now, I would say I would just want the junior to be like nice to me, nice, humble, respectful, and be yourself. Just don't be disrespectful. Otherwise, be anything that you want. And I'm totally fine with talking to you. You don't have to be afraid to talk to me, and just be nice and humble. Like as a senior now, I know why seniors do expect some respect, because I don't know how to explain that, but I just know. Because maybe after we become doctors, if you have a senior doctor, you would address them in a different way, right? So I think it sort of applies like that. Like right now in college, we are just college students, but once we graduate, we become doctors, and in the medical fraternity, we colleagues, senior doctors, junior doctors, address each other in a certain way with a certain amount of respect. I think that is why this sort of thing is translated over here, which makes sense now, because when we were juniors, we were told that we have to address our seniors as sir and ma'am, and I found it really weird. I was like, sir and ma'am. But then now I realize why, because if I become a doctor, I wouldn't go call my senior doctor Anna, right? I would call him sir. I wouldn't call a senior doctor, female doctor, Akka. I would call her a ma'am. So it totally makes sense right now. Although once you become friends with your seniors and all that, you can get into the informal designation, not ma'am and sir. Totally depends on you, on what's your relationship with the senior. But yeah. Okay guys, so that's it for the video. I tried to cover as much as possible. I'm sure I can't consolidate all of my first year experiences or parts of it in one single video. I tried my best, and I hope this video helps you understand in some way how first year of MBBS can be. It's a new year and a new world that you're entering into, and definitely can be intimidating or anything. You don't know what to expect, but I would say go with an open mind, and of course be happy that you got into a college or got into the stream, the degree that you always wanted to do, and keeping that in mind, go and be open to everything. Be open to all sorts of experiences, handle them well, and keep moving on, because first year is not the only year. And remember that you always keep growing. Every year something changes, you get better, you make more friends, you find more people. Or in just 1 year, it's not possible to know everybody around you or get good friends, so it always takes time. Even me being in third year, I'm still getting to know people in my college. So there are that many amount of people. Like compared to school, college seems more of a bigger place, and with lots of new people, lots of new things, lots of new experiences. But overall, it's good. It can be nice, and you get to make your own college life the way you decide with the decisions that you make. So yeah, big words. Anyway, I hope this video helped you guys, and I hope those joining in medical colleges this year, next year, in the coming years, hope you guys have a wonderful first year, wonderful first day. Hope you guys meet a lot of nice people, have amazing experiences, and yes, all the best from my side. See you guys next time, and if you guys have any more doubts or questions or any other kind of videos that you want me to make, you can put down in the comment section below. Do share the video with people who might be going to join medical colleges, so that it helps them in some way, I guess. And if you like the video, just share it in general. It will help me a lot. If you like the video, just share it in general. Comment, like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye.